Okay, so when you're looking for a place in Tijuana, although Craigslist is sort of sketchy in the United States, it's still a good communication tool when searching outside the United States. And so my computer still takes me right to Los Angeles, but then when you look under nearby, Tijuana is listed as nearby U.S. cities. So when you think of Mexico, if you're not in Southern California, you're thinking foreign country, developing country, third world country. But in Southern California, it's a 3-hour trip. Let's say you're in downtown San Diego, you can be in Tijuana in 20 minutes. If you're in Los Angeles, I think one of the first times I drove down to Tijuana from Los Angeles to see the first place in San Antonio del Mar, I made it to the border in an hour and 45 minutes. I came on a Saturday morning. There was no traffic. I did drive about 80 miles per hour, and I was here in about an hour and 45 minutes. Have I ever made it between the two cities in an hour and 45 minutes since? No. Trying to get across the Mexico-U.S. border, unless you're just, at one of those off-peak times, it's going to take at minimum an hour or an hour and a half if you're using your passport, which has to be RFID or Ready Pass. So you're already at the border an hour and a half. Now, if there's no traffic, you can make it to Los Angeles in about 2 hours, 20 minutes. So that's already 3 hours more or less between Los Angeles and Tijuana, which is why I say you want to manage your trip. If you know you're going to make a 3-hour trip, you manage your trips. You don't do random fun-loving trips between the two cities. All right. So Tijuana is not far. Tijuana is not far from San Diego. Tijuana is not far from Los Angeles. When you're driving on the freeway, you get better gas mileage, and you buy your gas at Costco. But ultimately, 3 hours is not far. So Los Angeles, you can still see it still takes me there. And then you just click on Tijuana. All right. So living space, I don't know why it says that, but you want to go rent a flats, which are apartments. And I usually use Craigslist on my phone. I use my phone for everything. So has image because you want to see it. And the lowest price that I've seen a 1-bedroom is $300. You can probably rent a room for, sorry about that, a car pass. You can probably rent a room for about $100 to $200 depending on where the room is. But what we're going to do, because I still like San Antonio del Mar, so we're going to put in 700 because I've seen nice places in San Antonio del Mar for 700 or less. Okay, and I never click cats, dogs, or anything like that. And then update search. I like it when it's more of, well, we can do, the gallery doesn't help me. When I look at it on my phone, I look at it more of a list, just like this. And what I put in, everything depends on where you want to live. So I wanted to live by the beach. So I would put in like Playas. And it will show you places by the beach. And instead of putting in relevant, put in new. All right. So now you see all the new listings by the beach. Here's a 2 or 3-bedroom, $500. Let's see. Like I said, generally, I've seen places, decent places for $500. I've seen a place where maybe a single man that's low maintenance could live for about $300. I've seen very upscale apartments for about $700, $800. Everything depends on what you want. This one has been listed for a while, but there it is. All right, furnished apartment, spacious studio remodel. Let's see what that is. All right. Some of the places have been remodeled, so everything depends on what you like. All right. So you put in Playas. Now you can put in beach. You get my drift. Playas, beach, ocean, mar, M-A-R. That is Spanish for ocean. And you just go through and look. And I like to put in San Antonio. See if there's anything in San Antonio. And the thing about Craigslist is that when real estate brokers or owners list on Craigslist, they're advertising to Americans. Brisas Del Mar is actually a good neighborhood, and that's a good price at $700. But this neighborhood has an HOA fee. I think it's about $50 to $70 per month. Apartment for rent, San Antonio Del Mar. I think San Antonio Del Mar is beautiful. It's a gated community with a private beach. A lot of the places have been renovated. Brisas Del Mar is right behind San Antonio Del Mar. It's across the bridge. It's also a gated neighborhood. You do get ocean views because you have a rooftop patio. I think you have like 2 or 3 patios in each home actually. So this is actually a really nice neighborhood. They're all about 3 bedrooms. This is the rooftop patio. They're all about 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths for $700. They're all roughly within that price range. Let's see what this is. $450. It looks like an apartment in San Antonio Del Mar. So you get my drift. So type in Playas, type in beach, type in ocean, type in mar, type in San Antonio Del Mar, type in Brisas Del Mar. When someone posts on Craigslist, they're advertising to Americans. All right. So this is a site that advertises more to the Mexican audience, the Spanish-speaking audience. Google translates my pages for me. I use Google Chrome. They translate my web pages for me generally from Spanish to English, and it says que buscas. Still, here you want to type in Playas, you want to type in mar, you want to type in ocean, you want to type in San Antonio Del Mar. Inmuebles en renta are real estate for rent. So you want to choose real estate for rent. You go real estate, and then you go properties for rent. And there you go. And you can also do rooms for rent, but properties for rent. You don't want a vacation rental. And then Inmuebles en Renta is properties for rent or apartments for rent. Baja, California, and then it'll bring you to this page. So now we're in Baja, California. You want to choose Tijuana. And you just want to see what's here. So you got something, $900 in Playas de Tijuana. That's expensive. But you know, you want to go through it and you want to look. And this site is Viva Anuncios, which targets more Mexican audience. I believe this website is advertised throughout Mexico. It's not as popular within the U.S. But also here, if it doesn't give you the options of Playas, let's see locations. So it just says Tijuana. Let's see if we can type in Playas. And like I said, you can use this on your phone. There's an app on your phone. It works really, really well. $1,400 US. I don't know where these $1,400 homes are in Playas de Tijuana. I have to go and find these. I have no clue where they are, but I've seen places for $300. Now you're seeing them, you know, $1,650, $950. Everything depends on how much you want to spend. And here's a nice one. So let's see. $900. Take a look at the pictures. Compared to Los Angeles, it doesn't even have appliances. Compared to Los Angeles, where, you know, a person has a regular job, they're not an entertainer or a super attorney or an app designer or a model or a reality TV show. These are prices that people can actually afford. Like I said, they're not reality TV stars or entertainers or develop the newest app. These are regular prices for people with regular jobs. And unfortunately, regular prices for people with regular jobs is not available in Los Angeles. But you get my drift. So Viva Anuncios advertises to more of the Mexican audience. Craigslist advertises to more Americans. Just go in and type in, you know, beaches and playas and oceans and mar and see what comes up. Send an email if you like, or sometimes you can find people on Facebook. And here's the map of Playas that you've seen before. And then San Antonio Del Mar, if you ever have to telecommute, I say don't go any further south, because I mean that's already pretty far. That's about 45 minutes to an hour away from the border. And then Rosarito, which isn't too much further down, is about, you know, depending on how fast you drive, an hour to an hour and a half. Depends on how fast you drive. But that's it. So you have Craigslist, you have Viva Anuncios. Those are the 2 resources that you use. Find a place, make an appointment, come down and visit, and enjoy yourself.